this is Ellie with Full Moonlight Tarot 20, and this is your daily tarot reading. Now, this is not a very positive spread. I have here Two of Pentacles, the Three of Swords, the Knave of Wands, and the Five of Swords at the bottom of the deck. So, this is someone in my collective or someone around you who is in a really negative state at this time. So, there's something going on in their life. An ending has happened. The Three of Swords tells me that something has ended, and I take this as a relationship because there's a lot of heartbreak. This is definitely a heartbreak situation. And with the Two of Pentacles, I feel like now this person, even though they should take the time to grieve the situation and try to kind of move forward, they are busying themselves so much. They're keeping themselves so busy with other things in their life. They're carrying a heavy load, and like they're filling their life up with all these tasks and things because they don't want to face that grief, and they don't want to go, like they're prolonging that healing process. And with the Five of Swords at the bottom of the deck, they're in a very negative frame of mind, very negative self-destructive thinking. This is also an energy of, it's almost like a malicious energy where they're lashing out at the other person. Maybe they're really not thinking about the consequences of their actions or the consequences of their words. So this to me seems like, when a couple goes through a divorce and they're just nasty to each other. They're so hateful and spiteful. This is a very, very spiteful energy. So this is what this person is dealing with in the background. This is kind of where they're coming from. And so they're grieving that, yes, they're grieving the relationship, but they're also grieving that part of their life, because a lot of times when a relationship ends, sometimes you lose those connections with the extended family, right? Or you lose certain friends that you had together, and you lose that role that you played. You just lose that old part of yourself, that self that maybe you really resonated with, that part where you really felt like you belonged and you were doing something, you were working towards something, and now that is gone. And you have to start all over. And that is a lot emotionally. I understand that because I've been through that. Now with the Knave of Wands here as the outcome card, this person is being asked to look within and learn from the situation that is happening. Take this as a learning phase, but also take that time to sit there and grieve through it. Grieve that part of yourself that is passing out of existence. Grieve that part of your life and embrace the new that is coming. Because the Wand cards, they're very passionate, and it's always an energy of initiation and trying something new and being more adventurous. And the Knave of Wands can be a bit like someone who's learning to do something, but they want to get it right on the first try because they don't want to look like a fool. So they're waiting to take an action until they think they know how it's done perfectly, and then they'll take an action. Don't be like that. This is a tough phase, and yes, you have to start over, but there is no perfect way to go about anything. And don't overload your calendar, and don't, have so many social engagements or take on extra hours of work just to avoid dealing with the grief, and maybe also with that spiteful energy that's going on in the background, you got to face that. You get what you put out. And if you are putting out malicious and spiteful thoughts and energy, then that's what you're going to get back tenfold. Even if the other person is unreasonable, and even if the other person is really making your life hell, don't let that turn you into a bad person. Don't let that turn you into someone who lashes back. Be the bigger person and just turn your back on the situation and walk away. That's all you can do to protect yourself from such negativity, and don't continue those games. Don't feed into that negativity. You got to be the bigger person. So that's what I have for you today. You got this, guys. Sorry it wasn't a better reading, but that's what came out. Love and light. I will talk with you tomorrow.